Hi, Liliana. How are you? Welcome to a moment here together with me. I'm a celebrity animal medium and I communicate with all animals that are here, but also in spirit. My own spirit animals, they are always there with me. They're guiding me, they're protecting me, they're bringing me full clarity. I have a passion to always, as a medium, do readings on myself, but I bring in my team of spirit animals with everything. And here in spring of 26, I received a message coming from the strongest one of my spirit animals, and that is Leo. He was a quarter horse, a gelding that was in my life for 6 years. Leo, he passed away in May of 2020. And ever since, I have been following everything that came from Leo, and I have just experienced how everything that Leo is sharing with me is always happening in my life. Sometimes things will happen the same day, the next day, sometimes weeks, months, or maybe even a year. But I fully trust that what I receive from Leo, that it's my reality, like it's my truth. It's fully aligned with who I am and what I want to experience in life. And with Leo, when he transitioned into the afterlife, he came back not immediately. Well, I will say the first day I saw him, I would actually see him run around with my eyes open. I would see a horse right there in front of me. But I really had to deal with my grief, being sad, and being left with all of these emotions. But I knew that I did the right thing. Leo had told me and my family that it was his last winter. Leo told us that he had cancer. Leo, he told us when his heart was getting more and more tired, and he told us when he wanted to leave, and he told us how he wanted his last few days. And he created it, he created his last months, he created his last days, and he created the moment where we as a family, my husband, daughter, and I, we were around him. Like he created all of that. And when a horse can create all of that before his passing, then I've always leaned in to this deep trust. Like I always trusted Leo when he was here. And when he transitioned into the afterlife, I still had the same trust. When Leo was in my life, he would always place his beautiful, heavy quarter head on my right shoulder. He saw me for who I really am. And he also saw my struggles. Months after his transition, I had really dealt with my grief and my sadness and all of the emotions. Like I really just allowed myself to deal with my emotions. And then I joined a ceremony here in Denmark. It was in the forest, and we were in a teepee, and we sat around a fire. I was together with men and women. This is just something that I feel is very important for me to share with you, and I really feel that you deserve to know that there's always a time when they are in our life, and there is a time after they transition into the afterlife, where they do return, and they return with a strong purpose. And this ceremony, it was like 6 months after Leo's passing, and we were sitting in a circle around the fire, and we got to really just express some of our struggles, and we got to express some of our intentions, and it was just so beautiful. And there were music, and we got to follow some guided meditations. We got to listen to some drums. Like this was really a space that were held by two incredible, strong, and grounded women here in Denmark. And I would actually talk about Leo, and I had brought something that reminded me of Leo. And later that night, we all had a dinner around the fire, and I didn't know any of these people. It sure did feel like home hanging out with these people, but I had no idea who these people were. But I just felt home, I felt safe, and I really got to talk about Leo and some of the things that I had experienced. And at the same time, I felt it was a space where there was room for me and there was room for everything that I wanted to talk about. And then there was singing after the dinner, there was singing around the fire, and we could, if we felt like it, just lay something in the fire and to really honor those that were once in our life. And as soon as I did that, I had brought a little piece of his tail. And as soon as I placed that on the fire, it felt right. In that moment, it felt right. And while the men and the women around the fire, they were singing, I dropped to my knees. And this is the first time ever I just fully surrendered into all of my emotions that I, to some extent, had kept within myself. Because I always wanted to move forward as well. I have cats, I have other horses in my life. And at home here in my house, we are very open with my family. We are very open about what our animals they're communicating, but we're also very open about what spirit our animals, but also past family members, what they bring. And we really live a guided life. And I'm so blessed that I get to always share this with my family. But this was just in another segment, it was in another environment, but I felt home, I felt safe, and I dropped to my knees and I just cried while men and women they were singing around the fire. And Leo, he stepped forward in that moment, and I could feel his presence like a breeze. I could feel his beautiful heavy head on my right shoulder. And that moment kind of became a defining moment because that is where I felt I was really open to invite Leo into my life again with his strong presence. Because early in life, it has at many times been very overwhelming when those that I have known myself, when they pass away, because I am gifted with a strong sense of hearing and I'm gifted with a strong sense of seeing. So you can imagine when someone that I've known and I've had them close in my own life, that when they transition, they pass away and they return, then to me, like this is my entire reality, I have made it into my way of living as well. And this is where I always breathe. This is where I feel that my cup is always full in life. But it was just such a defining moment. And Leo always has a way now of showing up in the most funny ways. He has a way of showing up in the most magical ways. But having Leo in my life, like he's the strongest one of my spirit guides. He's the one that brings me this 100% clarity to all of my life themes. And for that, I'm so grateful. But that was just like a very defining moment in my life because that meant I was ready. I was ready to invite him in. I was ready to let him embrace his true purpose with me. Like, because that's how I see my spirit animals, that they have this big purpose. And I am always open to receive that, whatever it is, not only the love, but I'm always ready to receive whatever it is that they are here to bring me. And then I trust because Leo is kind of like this big filter. Like through Leo, everything is filtered and it comes through this filter of unconditional love. And the way that it shows up in my life is having full clarity. I always feel that it's aligned with who I am. What Leo brings me, I always feel that it's aligned with me loving myself. I always feel that it's aligned with my purpose in life. I always feel that Leo brings me the best. So it's kind of like when I'm here in this present moment recording this video, that I am here to share with all of you, then it has Leo written all over it. I feel that all of my life actions, it's kind of like when I always see Leo's name written all over it, then I know that it's for me. It's for me to be in the experience. It's for me to act on something that I've been given. And right now, it's right near, right now, I am just sharing all of this because our spirit animals, Leo is going to be very present in me sharing this with you. So just know that Leo is like one I am so called to talk about today because it's going to help you to feel the presence of your own spirit animals because there's just these big themes in my life, but there are big themes in your life, and they are relevant to this spring of 2026. And our spirit animals, they want to make sure that these themes, like that is really showing up, that we have full clarity on those themes. And sometimes there are dates for us to be aware of. There are life lessons to be aware of. And then there are some defining moments that you are to be aware of as well, because wow, what an adventure this spring is already. Sometimes you will see Leo show up here on the screen. He just did that. He's always so good to show up on screen as well. And I always welcome my own spirit guides to show up here when we are recording. But Leo, he has just become such a strong guide in my life. And he is representing my team of light. I always see my team of light as this big, beautiful golden circle. And Leo, when it comes through him, then I never question anything. There's no doubt, there's no frustration, there's no uncertainty. There is just pure trust. Like I trust Leo. And when the messages is coming in from the right, from Leo, then I trust and I give in to what it is that I receive. I always receive here through this soft point on the right side of my mind, and then it runs down to my right inner ear, and then I hear voices. Like that's what I always do. I hear voices. So whether it's animals that I hear or spirit, then I hear it and it becomes a sensation, a feeling as well. When I was younger, I would suffer from chronic headaches, TMJ problems, and already when I was like 23, I had it all checked out. I was just going through the whole thing because this pain that I was experiencing, it was so severe. Sometimes I would wake up in the morning and my jaw was this exactly like this, and I would had to see my chiropractor like immediately. Wow, I have suffered from many things when I was younger. I'm telling you guys, like I suffered from so many things. Today, it is my daily mission to always live a life where I'm happy, I am healthy, and I'm vibrant. And it's so important to me that I always feel like I'm living my best life right now. And then I'm doing things to continue to create an even better life for myself. Like that is kind of what I am always loving in my life. And this clarity coming from Leo and my team of spirit, it's just it's just so powerful, and I just want to send out that energy today that this is what I feel can help me, but maybe it can also help you create your best spring of 2026. So first of all, I want to invite you to connect now with your spirit animal, and this will be the strongest one of them. Like you deserve to have your version of Leo here. So if you are here, I can I can see it in this moment that you've had animals in your life, and one of them really wants to make one step forward and present themselves to you. So if this is the first time ever that you are tuning in here with me, then you wouldn't, then this is new to you. But if you have seen me before, or if you have joined some of my online workshops, my circles, or been in my community where I share all of my teachings in animal mediumship, then you might have received this mantra before. But this is a mantra that I'm always bringing to the table because I want you to know that there are some things that is so simple that you can do all the time and continue to strengthen your own abilities in animal mediumship. And today I just want to share the mantra with you, and then we are gonna hear from one of your spirit animals that truly wants to make a step forward and say their name. So I encourage you to have a piece of paper and a pen, a notebook, and then you write down the mantra, my heart's open to you, I am open to receive. That is something that I want you to write down. And then we always add a little extra because now we want to receive the name of your spirit animal. And then you just say, my heart is open to you. I am open to receive your name. And in this moment, without overthinking this, just write down what is the name that you receive. Because there might be a dog from your childhood that actually wants to make a step forward, because this is the energy that you need in your life. This is the energy that you know within your heart that you can trust and you deserve, because we are in a world, where there's energy around us in so many ways. And I know that I'm so protected from all that energy that doesn't belong in my world. I know that. I know how I'm protected, and I even know how it looks like. I know how it feels like. So just simply by you receiving the name today, then I just want you to ask one question, just one question, because that question is gonna just help you over, I hear from spirit, over 14 days, where you can continue just to have these daily experiences with one spirit animal, one spirit animal that were once in your life. So I just want to encourage you now to receive. You can hit pause, or you can just follow this and continue to hang out with me. So just write down the name that you just received, and then I'm inviting you to write down this question: how will you show up? How will you show up? It is that simple. How will you show up? And then you receive, and then you write it down. How will you show up over the next 14 days? Because you deserve now to have these moments. And I hear from my team of spirit animals that this is you also making one agreement with them, so you know, hey, I just saw a flying single leaf. Boom. That's how Leo started to show up in my everyday life. And the reason why he showed up like a single leaf, whoo, just flying right there in front of me. It could be while I was out with my horses, while I was hiking with my husband, or if we as a family were out driving on the open road. He would show up like a single leaf. And you can see today I even have a tattoo here to always remind me of him and his strength, and allowing him to be the symbol of what is best for me in my life. And then there's more to this tattoo, and I do really feel that I have to come back and create a video about the meaning of this tattoo and what this tattoo is really helping me with on a daily basis. But that's another story. So I just want to share this with you, that what will come through now is how they will show up, so you are aware. And the reason why Leo showed up as this single leaf, whoo, just being there, it's because then I would not get like distracted, but I would be in the experience and see all the beauty there is around me. So just know that this is gonna empower you, and this is gonna like really enhance this feeling within yourself where you trust, and then you trust more, and then you experience something every day, and then you trust more. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with you, because just know that they want to help you to really create the best spring ever, and there are just something that they truly want to share with you about your own life themes, and they want to bring you some life lessons, and they also want to talk about those animals that's in your life. But yeah, there has to be room for more to share. So I'm just happy that you showed up here on my corner of the internet, and I'm just so excited to see you, your animals, and your spirit animals another time. If you just want this clarity right now, like you cannot wait to receive all of this clarity, just know that I do online animal readings every week. And here on YouTube, you should be able to see the link to all of them. I connect with animals that is here. All I need is the name of your animal and what kind that they are. But that is something that you will tell me when you show up on the actual reading. And I'm always encouraging you to write down a few questions to your animals that is in your life. And then I also do the readings where you get to connect with your animals, your pets in spirit. But for now, I just want to wish all of you a happy weekend, and I am here praying for you that this will feel like your best spring ever. I'll see you soon.